favorite, but something happens. I don't know what it is, but since when I get up in the morning, a character will enter my head. Without me saying anything. But the name of the character, like the last one I did the other day was Bruce the Caboose. And then I'll try to do a voice for Bruce the Caboose. And then I forget about it. But that's somehow, but I've been doing that forever. Just the name would come, Laszlo the Butcher.
There's Lupo the Butcher. Maybe Laszlo and Lupo could hang out.
What, Lupo where?
Lupo the Butcher is a very violent cartoon from Spike and Mike's Animation Festival.
Oh, I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Laszlo, he's Hungarian.
Oh, there we go.
But anyway, so I just do that, and then I wish I could recreate any of those voices, but I forget about them. I just don't know. So that's why I say that was my answer. It's much better than the one I just gave.
I enjoyed doing the voice of Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy. But unfortunately, I enjoyed it. We did. He was only in one episode, and then the series got canceled. And of course, now I hear it's back. We got a movie. Somehow I think is it Chris Pratt? Is the I think I'm gonna have a hard time getting past him. If they ever decide to do the animation series, yeah. But I did enjoy doing it. It was fun and a good time.
Thank you for your time.
Do you guys have any advice for common pitfalls that actors and voice actors tend to fall into when they're just starting out?
Yeah, they don't get hired enough.
Budgeting your money. Budgeting your money, because you'll go through periods where you work a ton, and when that happens, you feel like nothing's ever going to stop again, and you spend accordingly. And then it's kind of like the grasshopper and the ant. And most actors are grasshoppers, and we have to learn to be ants, because there will be 6-month periods, possibly, at least in my career, where there'll be nothing for a while because everything's on hiatus at the exact same time, and everything's in pre-production, and I still have to pay my rent.
Yeah, I always advise people, they say, well, I'm going to go to Los Angeles to be an actor. So make sure you got enough cash to pay your rent, gas for the car, pay for the car, the insurance for the car, food. And if you can't do that for 2 years, then don't even bother going.
Excellent advice.
I know a guy, off of your story, who was the voice of Budweiser, a rather large account, and he was somewhat new in the business, and he struck gold, and he was the voice of Budweiser, and did exactly the opposite of what you suggested. He bought a big house, he bought a beautiful car, because he thought, well, this is it, my ticket to the big time, I'm here. Well, that lasted a year. The campaign went away. However, his mortgage and car payments did not go away, and he was ruined after that. So because there's so much ebb and flow with this kind of work. Any sort of, I think, independent freelance work you really have to plan for the long term.
I really appreciate what you said there too, because there's an illusion out there that there's such a thing as a big break. Really, if you're an actor, you're looking for longevity. And John's story is perfect. 1 year he goes into a bar and everyone knows his character, and then another year, a few years later, everyone's crickets.
No, that was weeks later.
A week later.
Oh.
That's how it works. So no matter how big your character or game or project is, there will be a time where humans grow up, and there will be another generation who don't know who that is. So you're always looking, like we are fired after every job we do, right? Like there's no guarantee we get another job ever. So you have to think longevity, long term. You've got to invest long term.
Yeah, 90% of this job is looking for more work.
Yes.
And even at the best of times, you do a 1 out of 100 auditions, you're doing fine because the statistics are, there's like 150,000 SAG members in Los Angeles. People that have paid thousands of bucks to become union members, and the average income is under $5,000 a year. And this is averaging everybody together, the $20 million, a picture people with everyone. I think 85 or 90% of the SAG members don't make enough to get their health care. So it's, at best, it's very tough. You gotta realize that. And, have rich relatives and all of the, marry someone rich, that helps. Any way to get that money to support.
But don't think that like you booked that one
Yeah.
job and
No.
that's gonna be your ticket. Like that's the
Yeah.
that's a pitfall right there. That's a huge pitfall.
And if you think of, your favorite series, what are those people doing now? And, they're working to get more stuff, So you're always working, you're always auditioning, and that's probably about 85% of the job.
And the job you get outside of acting to pay the rent, it's nice if it's a job that you can just take off anytime you want.
Yeah.
And there aren't a lot of those jobs out there where the boss says, oh, you got an audition today? Sure.
Yeah.
It's lunchtime, we don't need any more waiters, yeah. So I always advise young people to get a skill that nobody can take away from you, like carpentry,
Yeah.
plumbing, whatever,
Yeah.
upholstery repair. Something you can do on your own, and you can always make money, and then you can call your own hours.
Self-employment is a gift.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hi.
I came in late, so I don't know if this question was asked already, but I work QA for an indie game developer.
Oh, that's been asked already, yeah, you're right.
But he also had me do voice work. So I voice a lot of his characters that he creates, so I voice act and I sing a lot. So, and it seems like every other week I'm losing my voice. So I wonder if there's just like exercises or techniques you guys use to.
There's a lot.
maintain your,
If
voice
you
stuff.
study theater acting, they give you a ton of vocal training when you study theater acting, because when you're on stage and you're doing a show for 2 to 3 hours, you have to sustain whatever character you're doing. So I would go and research, there's tons of books out there with classical theater actor training about all of that stuff. Those books have all sorts of vocal exercises that I still do. I learned vocal exercises in my teens that I still do today at my very old age of none of your business. So yeah, vocal exercises are a big deal because if you can't hold your voice and character for 4 hours doing video games while you're screaming, fighting, dying, saving the world, you're not going to get hired a second time.
Yeah, I find that what helps is Irish whiskey.
Mm.
It doesn't do a thing medically, but after all, you just don't care.
I'm a cigarettes and bourbon guy.
Sure, it seems to work.
Good Irish whiskey.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, also, just before you do a session, it's good to warm up, just singing, like in the car on the way to the sessions, you use your voice, you just kind of warm up. You don't run without, stretching your muscles. I don't run anyway, but that's beside the point. So you gotta loosen up the muscles, so sing along with the radio, just talk, I don't do little low things, little high things, and just kind of stretch it out a bit, and it holds up pretty well.
And also diaphragm for video games. Like my abs are usually sore after a 4-hour video game session. So.
Hey, Joe, I'm not gonna do that.
I really felt it. It was like right in the air. You're gonna take note
I'm a
of
Disney character, I can't do that.
Thank you very much.
Are there any games or cartoons or anything we should expect to hear you guys in soon? Anything you're working
If
on?
we told you, we'd have to kill you.
Well, next June, Inside Out Pixar movie's coming out.
Yeah.
How old are you?
12.
It takes place inside the brain of a 12-year-old girl. The movie, the whole movie itself. But that's, for me, that's probably the next week?
Let's see, well, let me see, I've got a couple of movies, I do a lot of ADR too, on movies. One, The Minions, which is the, you know, will be coming out and different stuff on that. I have a new series for Disney that's, you can see on YouTube, mostly Mickey Mouse shorts, I don't know if you've seen those, they're kind of much more Ren and Stimpy, kind of real itchy. And for the zombie fans, go, Google one called Google Friend, where Goofy is a zombie. They're stretching the boundaries of what we've been able to do before. Another series, we have, the third Kingdom Hearts game is going to be coming out. The new series, a great series called 7D. It's a kind of redefining of the Seven Dwarfs. It's on Disney XD now, premiered a couple of weeks ago. And it's a dream cast. I mean, if you want to have the cast, they had Jess Marnell, Kelly Osbourne, Billy West, Maurice LaMarche, Kevin Michael Richardson, Scotty Manville, Steve Stanton, and Bradley Baker. I mean, is that an
Wow.
or what?
Nice.
It's a lot of fun.
How do you remember that?
And they pay me $20 a bit, so not easily, but it's a real fun series, and it's also a good way to get away from Goofy for a while, so it's fun. I'm docking that series, so.
I know that there's a new Monster High movie coming out this fall, starring Spectra. That's very exciting, and then another Ever After High movie, but I'm not sure when that's coming out, and that's going to be pretty juicy.
There's something coming out next year. I'm pretty sure I saw a 343 drone here, and I did not see any more about it.
Thank you.
Hi, two things. First, on the technical side, the movie Rango used the technique where the actors were all on a soundstage and they interacted with each other, as opposed to the traditional sound booth. You know, one person in the sound booth reacting to, say, a film or using a script. Would you prefer, in, say, a group movie, say like Toy Story, to be on a soundstage interacting with the other actors?
No.
No? Why not?
I like it when I get to be around the talent that I get to be around in LA in a room, and I get to sit there and just and watch everybody. Usually I'm crying, laughing, trying not to ruin their takes.
Well, another thing, there are some actors who are actually movie actors and such that sometimes are better as voice actors. And not present company not included, but, you know, say Mushu, you know. Mushu. Eddie Murphy, I think, is a better voice actor than he is a, you know, on film.
You'll be glad to know that.
You know, that's the way it is.
I got it on my speed dial.
Oh,
I should talk to him.
that's very much.
Thank you.
I've been in radio for a little bit, and
Really?
yes, you have that.
Totally, you sound amazing.
That's not even how it goes. And I've done a few independent projects as well, and the longevity there and that kind of thing. And I host open mic stand-up, so I know the rejection. Getting into the minutia, you talk about going dramatic, and that gets addressed a lot. Is it easier as a character actor to keep a laugh, having that joyous tinge that's real, or is there some trick that you have of over and over again doing the same laugh on a different take to get the joy back into the believability of the voice?
I usually just think, oh my God, I'm doing this job. And that makes me laugh really, honestly, every time.
Joyous Tinge was the name of a rock band that used to blow. We only did 2 gigs in high school.